Hey there viewers, it's Charlie, I'm back again, and welcome back to this GoBots review series that I'm doing. And this time I shall review Spoons, who's actually my first GoBot that I collected, and also one of my favorites. So as you can see, Spoons here is an orange forklift. And this is rather unique because there was no Transformers in the G1 toy line that were forklifts. Sure, there were a load of Transformers like Scrapper, Scoop, Ground Pounder, etc., but none of them were forklifts. If anything, I think the first forklift Transformer we got was ROTF Dirt Boss. And even then, Dirt Boss was actually recolored into someone called Deadlift, who was actually colored and tampographed to actually look like Spoons. So yeah, and if you remember my old way of reviewing figures back when my voice was really high pitched and annoying and it gave you ear damage, I actually reviewed this guy. Although of course YouTube struggled with that 4Kids bullshit that they've been doing because, well, they want everyone to stop using YouTube. But anyways, I'm getting off topic and I'm getting angry, so let's change the subject to the figure itself. So as I said, Spoons here is a forklift, and, well, it's rather cool. Let's just have a 360 and look at the details. Here it says MR34, so we don't even need to look at where this actual stamp is. Here we got the back, the other side, got the top and the underneath, and for once, I can't do that. Oh, I wonder how he transforms bullshit. I actually can't do that because, well, he doesn't have any kibble, pretty much, when it comes to looking at the underneath, so I can't be sarcastic on how he transforms. Although now you can probably see how he transforms. We'll get to that later. Having a look at the underneath, if you can see it, it says Bandai 1984, and hang on, just having a look off screen. McCallie, I think that says. There it says MR34 like it does on the side. So yeah, this guy is MR34. And before I get to the robot mode, I don't have any other forklift comparisons to make. I don't have any other Transformers forklifts. I mean, if I had RTF Dirt Boss or RTF Deadlift, then yeah, I would do a comparison, but I don't have them, so before we get on to the transformation, here's a little play feature. Since this is a forklift, that can actually move up. And if you want to, you can move it down too via this joint, but you'll see what that's for soon. But yeah, you can lift this up just like an actual forklift. So if you want to have Peter Griffin driving in it like in that one Family Guy episode, then you'll have to find a Peter Griffin figure small enough to fit in this. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the forklift mode, and let's just go on to the transformation, which is actually rather unique. So what we do is we take the forks here, not the forks, not the spoons, the forks. It's just another funny pun name. Then we actually take the front of the, well, we take this bit on the forklift, we move that down. We move that up like so, and then just straighten that. So now now Spoons has got his legs. We come on with the back, and we moved it up only slightly, then we just pull the rest up. Or at least that's what I do. I think officially you're supposed to have it push all the way up. As you can see, it doesn't really work for me, so I just push it up so I can reach the head, and then I just pull that out manually. Then we pull out the sides, lift them up, and then turn them around. And that's pretty much Spoons in his robot mode. So yeah, the top of the vehicle actually forms his chest this time, so I have got to give this guy credit for not having any kibble underneath. Although, he still loses points, because as you can see, this arm often droops down. That's one downside with this guy, the arms sometimes droop down, so yeah, he doesn't really have any official shoulders per se, sadly. So this can often droop down, and that can get really annoying. Another complaint I have is the paint here can chip really easily, as you can see. Like, both of these little nut bits, they're chipped. We've got a huge chip line right here next to this bit. This bit's supposed to lift up, but it's rather stiff on mine, and stop laughing. But yeah, this bit won't even move on my one, sadly. Let's just have a 360. Doesn't even have that. It doesn't even have any back kibble, like any robot, well, any vehicle bits on its back. So this guy is rather good when it comes to kibble, as in both modes. He doesn't really have any aside from the forks here and the wheels. But come on, those are unavoidable. If anything, they're part of the character design, not just excess bits with nowhere to go. They're just bits of the character. So yeah, now let's have a look at this guy's head as his arms drop down, because every time someone's recording something, the figure they have to review is always going to fight them. His head looks sort of generic. If anything, it looks like Siege 8 Face's secondary head for the beast mode when you don't put it in. Like, it looks all generic and drony, because he's got the yellow visor, and instead of the mouth, he just has these 3 lines instead of a mouth. So he's got a visor and a mouth plate, so his face looks rather generic. So, yeah. Now, for articulation, as of all GoBots, the head does not move, although if you want to, you can pressure it down. I suppose if you want to, you can have him looking down into himself, if you want to. These arms can move, and if you need them to, they can move downwards, so you can point and you can salute, so... Oh, come on. So here we have my thumbnail picture for this guy. There's nothing at the feet, because as you can see they're interconnected, although I suppose if you want to, you can sort of make him look like he's fallen or he's doing a push-up, so... Sadly, this bit's sort of loose, you can't really kneel down like so. And there's nothing at the feet, although I suppose if you want to have these as really big skis, then go ahead. But yeah, like most GoBots figures, the articulation is only in the arms. So that's pretty much it for the figure. Now, as I've done with all other GoBots I've reviewed, I'm going to say what his Transformers body was in the Renegade Retro Goodbye page when, like when it ended, they had pictures of all the Guardians and Renegades, and pretty much in Transformers bodies. So Spoons was appropriately a recolor of RTF Dirt Boss, with I think Scrapper's head, combined with Scrapper. So yeah, that's rather appropriate. Because I guess if you wanted to, this guy could pass for a Constructicon. Because, well, if I just get him transformed again, all of his vehicle modes, and the fact that he's a bad guy, he's a renegade. Like, if you were to do a Transformers GoBots crossover, you could easily put this guy with the Constructicons if you wanted to. I suppose the same could also be said about Blockhead, the cement mixer, like the cement mixer guy. So yeah, Spoons and Blockhead could go really well with the Constructicons if you were to do a Transformers GoBots crossover. I suppose also Crane Brain would also work. So yeah, Spoons, Crane Brain, and Blockhead. For I can remember, those were the Guardians, so can't use him. But yeah, that's pretty much it. For my review on this guy. Do I recommend Spoons? Only if you want this guy, you like the GoBots, or if you like 80s toys. If you're a huge fan of really posable figures, then yeah, the GoBots isn't really a line for you, because as I said, this guy only moves at the arms. But if you don't mind that, if you don't mind the fact that this guy can only move his arms, then yeah, go ahead and get this guy. He's really fun. Just be wary of the paint chipping and the fact that his arms could droop down on old. Because you remember, these are old figures. This was 1984 according to the date stamp. But yeah, that's pretty much been my review on Spoons. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.